Welcome to Clarity Currents, the secret podcast with me, Danielle Laura, where I share weekly channeled messages about the energetics of the week and the areas of opportunity so you know how to work with the energy rather than in resistance to it and know how to leverage it for your highest level good in your business, relationships, health, wealth, spirituality, and legacy. This is Clarity Currents episode for the week of December 15th through the 21st, 2025. Let's dive in. When I tune into the overall energetics of the week, I see a deep body of water at night right underneath the moon. And the surface looks calm, but underneath there are all of these strong currents moving things into new positions. This is very much a week of emotional excavation and quiet restructuring. It feels like something is beneath that's buried is being stirred up, and not to overwhelm you, but to finally be released. Emotions may feel intense at the start of the week, especially around anything that you've been avoiding, suppressing, or quote unquote powering through. But this is not a setback. This is a purification process. You may notice needing more rest than usual, even wanting to withdraw or go inward, or feeling emotionally raw, but also clearer. So honor that. This is your system recalibrating. And as the week progresses, I do see the energy begin to lift and open, almost like this fog slowly clearing after a storm. You won't necessarily have every single answer yet, but you will have enough clarity to take your next aligned step. The invitation this week is to ask, what am I being asked to release so that I can build from truth instead of building from survival? Business for the week of December 15th. When I tune into the energetics of business this week, I see a vision of blueprints being unrolled on this large table. This is a powerful week for restructuring, not rushing. The energy supports simplifying your systems, reworking foundations, and getting honest about what's no longer sustainable. And if something in business is feeling heavy, inefficient, or misaligned, it's not because you're doing something wrong per se. It might just be because you've outgrown it. There may be a pause or frustration early in the week that feels like resistance, but the message that's coming through is that this pause is strategic. It's showing you what needs to evolve so that your next chapter can actually support you long term. The energy this week is asking for maturity and discipline, not hustle. Ask yourself, what systems need to be cleared up? Where am I forcing momentum instead of building stability? What would feel more grounded and self-honoring? Business moves made from clarity, not urgency, will create real momentum. Relationships for the week of December 15th. When I tune into the energetics of relationships this week, I see old emotional patterns resurfacing, especially around trust, vulnerability, and feeling supported. Something may come up that feels uncomfortable, but it's offering you a chance to respond differently than you have before. Midweek, I do see a potential sudden emotional shift, kind of like a pressure valve releasing. Conversations may feel unexpected in terms of clarity, or even having a realization that might arrive that reframes a relationship dynamic entirely. The message here is you don't have to carry old emotional weight into your future connections. This is a powerful week to speak your truth calmly and clearly, to set new emotional boundaries, and lean on relationships that feel safe and steady. You're being asked to choose relationships that support your expansion, not just your healing. Health for the week of December 15th. When I tune into the energetics of health this week, I feel deep nervous system fatigue followed by then restoration. Your body is processing a lot, emotionally, energetically, subconsciously. So if you feel more tired, slower, or a little less motivated physically, this is not something to push through. Rest is medicine this week. Pay attention to sleep patterns, digestive responses, and emotional signals showing up in the body. This is an ideal week to nurture yourself in ways that you may have been neglecting. Things like gentle movement, warm foods, hydration, solitude, and quiet. Your body is asked to be listened to, not overridden. Wealth for the week of December 15th. When I tune into the energetics of wealth this week, I see belief systems being examined under a bright light. This is not about immediate financial payoff. It's about alignment. You may have realizations around old self-worth and money, old scarcity narratives, what you believe you're allowed to receive. And there's an invitation to recalibrate your relationship with money from trust instead of fear. Because towards the end of the week, there is a supportive energy for setting intentions around abundance, but they have to come from faith, not through forcing things. So ask yourself, what would I choose financially if I fully trusted that I am supported? That question holds immense power this week. Spirituality for the week of December 15th. When I tune into the energetics of spirituality this week, I see the veil thinning, but not in a dramatic way, in this subtle, intimate way. Dreams, intuition, gut feelings, and quiet inner nudges will be especially potent. You may not see the full picture yet, but you are being guided step by step. And there is a strong call for spiritual discipline. Prayer, meditation, journaling, time in stillness. Because you are preparing to build something sacred and lasting, you are being called to trust the unseen. Even if things feel foggy, remember you are always being led. And legacy for the week of December 15th. When I tune into the energetics of legacy this week, I see a foundation being poured brick by brick from the inside out. This week marks the beginning of a new internal chapter, one where your choices are guided less by your old wounds and more by your lived wisdom. You may feel a slight tension between where you are and where you're going, but the tension isn't the problem. It's actually the proof of expansion. So the message for legacy is that you get to build what you can hold long term. This isn't about choosing integrity over speed or alignment over appearance or sustainability over burnout. Your future self is thanking you for what you now choose. There you have it, Hot Soul, your intuitive forecast for the week. Wishing you a week of deep release, grounded clarity, and faithful forward movement. Until next week.